My love for teaching probably is really connected to the same reason I moved away from doing art for so many years, was that I want to do something that has an impact. It's kind of like at the end of our life when we turn around, we look and we see what's the wake that we're leaving behind us. And did we leave this world a better place than when we got here? Teaching really affords me that. My partner at the time, Lloyd Schwan, and the father of my 3 kids, we were living in Brooklyn. We still had the company going. This was in 1994, I guess. And so we started thinking maybe this isn't the place to be raising children, and ended up moving out to Pennsylvania. It wasn't until we'd been there for about a year that I got a call from Parsons School of Design asking if I wanted to come in and co-teach a course. And I fell in love with teaching. So this was really great, and after I'd been there for a while, I got a call from this university in Philadelphia University at the time, it's now Jefferson, in 2011. And it's been really extraordinary because opening a studio here in Philadelphia, where my work is really concentrating on lighting, and teaching at a school where they've allowed me to develop curriculum based on what I do, where the students are designing luminaires as well as creating large-scale lighting installations and doing digital projection. I'm doing research with scientists who are working on, the effect of light on the body, and it's really linked what is going on in my studio to my teaching. I love when you get through to a student and they become curious. Or when you get through to a student and all of a sudden they see the impact that creating something beautiful can have. As a young person who wants to be in the creative field, things have changed. When I was teaching 15 years ago, everybody wanted to be Karim Rashid because he's a rock star designer, he's real famous. Now students that I'm seeing want to come in and they want to make a difference in the world. They're not so interested in being the next rock star designer as they're interested in solving the problems that they're growing up with. So I think that they are so much more in tune with the need to make a difference in this world and set things straight. And so I think that we're going to have a generation of designers and artists that are doing it for different reasons. I tell my students a lot, especially by about midterm, right? When they all get really exhausted. Think about what drives you. Think about what really feeds your soul and make sure you find time for that. And the other part is that I think that when you figure out what you love to do, you have to make a commitment to do that. And there's so many reasons not to be in the arts, right? It's not a very secure way to make a living. It's, people think you're a goofball, whatever it is, right? There's a lot of reasons not to go into the arts. But if that's what's calling to you and you don't listen, I can't fathom being on your deathbed and saying, I wish I had done that. And I won't say that life has been easy. It has not, and there have been some really tough times, right? And I've had lots of tragedy, as a lot of people have. You have to make the commitment that you're going to make it, right? It's like, when we had Godley Schwan, it's not like we always had enough money to pay all the bills. But we had made a commitment that that's what we were doing, and so we did that. And we did find enough money to pay the bills and keep it going. And I think that it breaks my heart when people give up on their dreams, because you only get this life, right? And so my advice is always, stay with what you want to do. You will find a way to make it happen. The other part of that is that, when you start talking about, working in teams now, you're no longer limited to who's in the room with you. You're no longer limited to what stores you can physically reach, And so I think that I think it's a really hopeful time for them as well, but you have to commit to not giving up on yourself and not buying into that the only way to make a living is to help someone else fulfill their dream. Yeah. That's it.
Hi, I'm Caleb Anderson.
And I'm Jamie Drake. We're co-principals in Drake Anderson, based in New York City.
At Drake Anderson, we're very focused on being unique in that we're constantly looking and searching and creating things that we haven't seen before, that are unexpected and are exciting for our clients and for us.
I love the way Caleb just said unique, because now we've almost coined this whole new phrase. There's a little hyphen in between YOU-NIQUE.
When designing a unique space, it's important to embrace what you love.
It's about the power of personality, the power of your personal style. I call it the triple P's, personality plus pow.
Me, I love books, so my apartment's filled with books. I actually have a library in my 2-bedroom New York apartment.
The room surrounded by books really does tell you about what he's interested in.
Oftentimes, clients come to us and they're too focused on trends rather than their own personal style.
Good place to start is to think about what gives you happy memories, whether it's family, it's mementos, heirlooms, collections of things that you've purchased over the years, artwork. I mean, I do think so much of what we find comfort in is triggered by memory.
As designers, we love incorporating pieces that have a story. It could be a story about an antique chair that belonged to your grandmother that has special meaning to you, or a gorgeous piece of art that you bought on your favorite vacation.
But it's really about the story. And for example, maybe one of your favorite memories is your grandmother's strawberry rhubarb pie. And that could be the beginning of a color story. Creating a unique interior really is about listening to the client. And for this project, was a client, they decided they wanted something much quieter, much more subtle. So we developed this luxurious scheme of a variety of different textures and materials, a lot of which have a lot of luster, which of course picks up in the light beautifully.
One of the strengths I feel that we have as designers is our ability to understand and assess a client's personality by clues they may bring us, talking about their favorite hotels and restaurants, or fashion designers bringing magazine clippings or showing us a Pinterest board. We're able to take those clues and create a design through our lens that reflects their personality.
Because at the end of the day, we don't keep the key to the front door. We give it over and we walk away. But it's our job to interpret the personalities and make the designs and the homes that we come up with unique for someone else.
Here we are, location Luxe. I'm your host, Alan Canis, and here in season 1, we'll be focused on what we're calling the Great Lifestyle Migration. On each episode, I'll be right here in San Francisco, Silicon Valley. Over the last few decades, we've witnessed a great migration for employment and technology development. As such, the need and demand for homes has been among the highest in the country. These migration choices are giving people an extraordinary opportunity to explore new locations, amenities, and lifestyle options. And that's why we're here. Location Luxe. This week, we are going south of the border, where we are meeting my friend, Nick Fong, who is a top real estate agent in guess where? Baja, Mexico. Nick, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Alan, it's my pleasure. Why aren't you down here in Cabo with me?
You must tell us a little bit about you, who you are, your business, and where are you right now?
Literally, I'm sitting in the house of one of my clients in a gated community called Pedregal. It's located on the Pacific Ocean, and Cabo San Lucas is privileged because we're at the tip of the Baja Peninsula. And for those of you that don't know, it's 1,000 miles south of San Diego, the Mexico-US border. And about me, I'm originally from Chicago. I have real estate, kind of a background. I studied real estate finance at the University of Illinois. Long story short, 20 years ago, I came on vacation. I met my wife, Rocio here, and fast forward a couple years of dating, we got married, and I've been here almost 17 years now.
Wow, 17 years. That's a long time. So Nick, tell us a little bit about the healthy lifestyle that you have there and that people can enjoy.
The weather here, for example, Alan, is all sunshine all year round. We probably have 330 days of sunshine a year. And so we actually welcome when it's cloudy. We welcome when it's raining. And as a result of that great weather, we have a lot of outdoor activities. And so when you're in a house like this one, Casa Vista Alegria, you're drawn to the outdoor areas. And so from a livability standpoint, things like going out on your mountain bike, going for a hike in the mountains, going in a boat, going deep sea fishing. I don't know if you knew this, Alan, but the largest bill fishing tournament in the world is held here in Cabo San Lucas every year in October. And so that's just an example of the lifestyle that you get here. And also, because we're really built around tourism, people are coming here to enjoy life, to have a good time, to go on vacation. And so we have resorts, we have amenities, we have restaurants that is really geared around having and getting the most out of life. And so when you talk about lifestyle, you really can't do much better than here in the Baja.
It sounds like it. That is a lead into, let's talk about your seasonal activities that go on in the Baja.
Yeah, so seasonally speaking, we typically look at it from two standpoints, our high season and low season. When it's cold back up in the States or in Canada, where most of our clients come from, that's our high season. And then our low season is the summer months, so when it's nicer weather back up in the States or in Canada. But the area of Cabo, the Baja Sur, is really an all year round destination. So in terms of seasonality, there's always people here, there's always activities to be had. As I mentioned earlier, there's the largest billfish tournament, the Bisbee, held in October. That really is the start of a lot of activities for us. Sammy Hagar's famous Cabo Wabo restaurant and bar is down here, and his birthday is, interestingly enough, also in October. And so that gets going. Our holidays, American and Mexican holidays, are real popular. So when we talk about the seasonality of our locations here in the Baja, whether it's Cabo San Lucas or the capital of our state, La Paz, and everything else in between, Thanksgiving, US Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, spring break, can't forget about spring break. Those tend to be the times of the season that we're most trafficked. in the Baja.
My daughter's birthday is in October, so I think we have to make a Hagar trip down there. I think that would be a good excuse.
Alan, yes, or sooner. You can come down sooner.
So how easy is it to access flights and to be able to get in and out of Baja?
You know, Alan, that's one of the things that the Mexico tourism, the resorts have done very well. They have made it very easy for the foreign traveler. It's weird to talk about myself as a foreigner, American, but we're foreigners as Americans in the Baja, Cabo, in Mexico. And we have direct flights, dozens of direct flights from the States every single day, and common areas of hubs that fly in directly: Dallas, Houston, Phoenix, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, where I'm from, Seattle, Vancouver. So there are a lot of airports in the States, New York, that fly direct into here at Cabo.
Nick, can you please tell us about the tax structures, that the tax savings that people can have when going to Baja?
Wow, so this is where you're gonna flip, Alan. So where I'm coming from in Chicago, Cook County, right, where you could pay over 2% of your property value in annual real estate taxes. Take a guess, Alan. What, as a percentage of the property value, we pay in annual real estate taxes?
I'm going to say you pay a flat fee.
A flat fee. Okay. So it's not a flat fee. It is a percentage of the property value, but it's 0.1% of the property value. So that $1 million home we sell to our client, they're paying on average $1,000 a year in annual property taxes.
Wow. And income tax?
Yeah. So I took your breath away with the low real estate taxes. In terms of income taxes, the income taxes for most employees, the employers pay the taxes for their employees so that they don't file taxes. But if you're a business owner or if you're a sole proprietor, the tax rate is on average about 35% of your wage earnings is what you pay in taxes.
So we just bought a second home in Tahoe. We should have bought it in Baja.
Well, yeah, I mean, the good thing is, like, the income taxes on income earned in Mexico if you're working here is not much different than if you were back in the States. But most of our clients aren't working here. They are retired or they're continuing running their businesses or their work back in the States or Canada.
Gotcha. Nick, could you please tell us a little bit about your culture? I'm going to put this into a two-part question. First is regarding your schools and what's going on with the schools there, because you do have younger families that are moving into the area, relocating, and people don't think about that when they think of Baja.
No, Alan, I certainly didn't think about that when I first came to the Baja and moved here as a single person, now married with kids. It's a topic that not only myself, but many of our clients are asking us. And so fortunately, the area has many school options. Private schools, bilingual, both in English and in Spanish. So what's amazing is the kids in the Cabo area, up and along the Baja, in these private schools, they're learning English and Spanish.
Wow, that's good to know. And the second part of the culture question is your restaurants and your downtown and the other types of activities that you have going on in Baja.
Yeah, you know, Baja is the whole state, right? Baja Sur, and I'm located in Cabo San Lucas. Cabo San Lucas is the epicenter of tourism. It's the destination with the arch. The restaurants and the activities, the culture, we have a huge cultural center right on the marina of Cabo San Lucas, restaurants up and along the marina. There's nightlife, bars, a lot of fun activities. Because it's around the marina, there's the fishing boats, the sunset tours. You can go scuba diving, snorkeling off of the marina, and it connects to our most famous beach, Medano Beach, which is where the majority of our hotel and resorts sit also.
It really makes me want to come there right now for a visit. I'm ready. Please tell everyone about the areas you represent. Is it just Baja?
Yeah, so the areas that we represent is all along Baja Sur, so the southern Baja. And so where I'm located right now in Cabo San Lucas at the tip of the peninsula, the southern tip, we go geographically about 7 hours driving or 400 miles north to Loreto. And then on the other side of the peninsula, on the Pacific side, which is just over my shoulder, we'll go up another few hours by car. And so our geo farm is such that we probably cover several hundreds of square miles. And we can only do that because we have several offices located throughout the state.
And Nick, please share with us what you're seeing in the housing market. Are you seeing multiple offers, new developments? What are you seeing in the housing market today?
All the above. I literally was on a coaching call with one of my agents this morning where she's working with 2 clients wanting to make offers on the same property today. And so it's not like what it is in the States in the current market where every property is getting multiple offers and overbidding on the list price. But it's important for you, Alan, and the viewers to understand that we do mimic the US real estate markets. And in my experience being down here, we're delayed by 6 to 12 months. And so what you were seeing a year ago, we're just starting to see now. And it's, so it's interesting because if you've ever seen that movie Back to the Future, Back to the Future 2, it's literally I have a DeLorean and I can go back into the past and have the playbook as to what's going to happen here. And so a lot of new development, prices are on the upswing. We are running out of inventory. I was just on another call this morning with another one of my agents, and he said multiple buyer clients, he just can't find the inventory to satisfy what they're looking for.
And what conditions can a buyer expect to find? Are they renovated as is? What are they expecting when they come to Baja?
Most of it, Alan, is newer construction, less than 10 years old, or even pre-construction. But there are some cases, like the house I'm currently in, that's a 20-year-old or more home that, in fact, we just got this house under contract. And the way we got it under contract is we did renderings and we were able to show the consumer what it could be. Basically a house in the 2020s, right? Not in the 1990s. And so the far majority though of our inventory is less than 10 years old. And a lot of that is pre-construction.
Nick, could you please explain to us what we could see as far as price points?
Yeah, so the good thing is, in terms of price points, we cater to the $50,000 lot buyer or the $150,000 condo buyer upwards of a $20 million oceanfront home. And so the majority, though, Alan, of our buyers are in and around the $500,000 price point. The average right now of houses that have gone under contract or closed in this year have been just under $1 million. That's our average house sale. And our average condo sale is over $600,000. But don't let that scare the viewers that are saying, well, I have a $300,000 budget, because we deal a lot with those type of buyers, and that only want to spend a few $100,000, whether it's a house or condo with an ocean view.
I think 600,000 is well within my budget.
Okay. So we'll see you in October for your daughter's birthday.
Nick, could you please tell us a little bit about the secondary home market, the VRBOs, the Airbnbs? How is that? And then I understand that you also have a play in that as well.
Yeah, not unlike what's going on in the rest of the world. The vacation rental by owner, whether it's an Airbnb or a VRBO platform, it is super popular. I would say 50% of our buyers right now in the market are looking to buy something when they're not using it themselves. They're able to rent it on a vacation basis. And so the market is extremely hot for that kind of property, whether it's a house or a condo. And it is really fueling the growth of the area. When I was mentioning a lot of new construction projects, a lot of that is to address that demand in the market.
Nick, can you talk a little bit about what a buyer can find in appreciation over year after year?
So what we have seen in our market, fortunately, in the last few years, appreciation probably in the double-digit percentages, over 10%. Historically, from what I've seen, is somewhere between 3 to 5% appreciation in the time that I've been here. But not unlike in the States, where appreciation is incredible, the same thing is happening here in the Baja, Cabo San Lucas, and surrounding areas. And just going back to what I was mentioning earlier, we mimic the US real estate market. So if you were ever wondering what's happening down here in the Baja, just look in your backyard. And if it's not happening down here yet, it will in the next 12 months.
I'm expecting in the next 12 months for you to hit 28% appreciation, because that's what we hit first quarter. 2021.
Oh my gosh. Well, my buyers this quarter are going to be super happy with that, for sure.
Nick, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Location Luxe.
Thanks, Alan. And I'm going to hold you to it. See you in Cabo soon.
I will be there. You can count on it.
All right. Bye for now.